Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm sorry I'm late. Hi, Joyce. Oh, bless you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for your support, my darling. I was going to put some music because it's Friday, yo. It's afternoon where you are. Shout out to you. It is night where I am. Well, it's not night. It's 6 p.m. But it's we are now in the winter solstice, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can imagine, it's going to be late. Unfortunately, the as ever that I thought would be here by now is not here because the company that is helping me with my as ever shipment. Let me put retouch on. I look weird. Yeah, the company helping me with my as ever shipment decided to spaz out this week. They were asking me for things they've never asked me for before. And I didn't see it in my inbox early enough. So by the time I got around to doing all the nonsense they were asking me for, I've lost like 2 days. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Let me get some champagne. Okay, no, that's not true, no champagne. Guess what I have? Just guess, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to show. As ever, woo! I have some fresh orange juice here. So I'm going to mix a mimosa. And this is kind of what I was waiting for. Those of you who didn't see it before, this is as ever, which is Megan's Rosé, which I'll be honest with you, I'm not a rosé girl. I've never been. But I like it. But for Megan, I'm happy to try it. I like it. Yeah, I've already given a review of the rosé. Really enjoyed it. What I am waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, is the Brut sparkling wine. Now that to me is exactly what we need. So I'm just going to pour some in my orange juice. I poured a lot. And yeah, only 3 people. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like, guys, my popularity, and it's largely my fault. And I would love to get your feedback because I do have a full-time job that I do. So I'm not like, hi, hi. It's not like I spend my time streaming. So to build an actual infrastructure around it will not be easy. It's not impossible, but it will not be easy. But I'm happy to do that sacrifice because I want to grow the community. I want to make more. Wow, 32 people, Jesus. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I was going to play some music for us, ladies and gentlemen, but this is YouTube, not TikTok. So I don't want to get copyrighted. And that's the thing with YouTube. The platform is so mainstream now that the amount of copyright drama kind of makes it hard for you to do what you would like to do in terms of music, sound, building ambience for your lives. TikTok, I think, is a bit more, they allow a bit more flexibility. I don't know. I think it's because TikTok feels more like a typical town square. YouTube is really corporate now. So anything that passes through their platforms, especially if you want to monetize it, you gotta pay. Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. Imagine we're listening to music. Imagine we're listening to Megan Thee Stallion or Beyonce or something. Good evening, everybody from all over the world. If you can, please drop a flag, letting me know where you are from. If you do not mind, if you can afford it, please help me with the super chat. I would really appreciate it. If you can't, that's okay too. I appreciate that, and especially those of you in America. I know you are just coming out of a ridiculous waste of time, 43-day lockdown, government shutdown, because nothing that they shut down the government for was actually achieved. So the question now baffles me because I'm like, so what was now the point of the lockdown? What was the benefit of that lockdown, ladies and gentlemen? The Democrats, as always, folded like tissue at the first sign of pressure. And I not to rub it in, but I imagine a number of you are very frustrated about that. But that's okay. We live, we learn. Hi. How are you? Anything Bangladesh? Sorry, no, I'm so sorry, Mr. Ismail. I don't have anything for Bangladesh. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so good evening to everybody. I wanted to give us 5 minutes for everybody to gather around. I'm quite disappointed to see only 11 people are here, but it's okay. It's a Friday night. I should do more marketing, but it is what it is. There was a time that we had more guys, but it's my fault. How's everybody doing today? I hope you are all well. We have a robust. Some people like to drag on their lives and talk about everything under the sun. You guys know me. I don't have the patience for that shit. Let's get right to it. Yeah. So for those of you that are just joining for the first time, my name is Neka. I am. If hopefully you saw the topic of the live. I'm based in the UK. I am Nigerian, and I am a Sussex squaddy girly. Squaddies, shout out. Please drop a like in the chat if you're a squaddy. Shout out. Yeah, and the squaddies this year, we're getting to a point, ladies and gentlemen, where we should do an end of year retrospection, introspection. How has the year gone for the Sussexes? I mean, guys, I don't have to tell you. I don't have to tell you. This has been a fantastic year for Duchess Meghan, for Harry, for everyone. Hey, please drop it in the chat if you're a squaddy. Shout out to the Sussexes. Many of us are strangers. Many of us may never even get to meet each other, but we are joined together by our common love and appreciation for Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry. That's why we're here, though. Shout out to them. And I love that the love of Harry and Meghan, a lot of people have become very good friends. Communities have been built. I feel like the squad is a testament to it's like a global tour de force, and we are very active across all time zones. So if the British media start their nonsense in the evening, the British squad will drag them to the pits of hell, and then if and the American or people that live around the world will continue well past midnight. So shout out to you. And we talk about the Sussexes, Harry and Meghan. I'm a big Meghan fan. I always say that I am first of all a Meghan fan before I am a Harry fan, because I am a Nigerian and anti-royalist. I'm very proud to say. And the reason I am anti-royalist is not to be contrary or cartoonish about it, but the exploitation, the royals, the historical exploitation of the royals against Nigeria is something that is a very sore topic for me, especially considering the fallout. Nigeria, and I'm not putting all the blame on the royals. We aren't the only people that were colonized, but I really believe that the unwanted, unwelcome exploitation of the British monarchy has so destabilized our socio-economic political landscape that we as a people don't even know how we're going to resolve it. So yes, I will always resent the British monarchy for that. And of course, this channel came about for those of you that are new to me, because for years I've been off the side of my eye watching Meghan be destroyed in the media, and it got to a head for me 2022-23 when Harry and Meghan released their documentary, and I was just genuinely shocked by some of the things I was hearing, and it made me want to fight for them, shout for them. And many people may not be comfortable putting their face on YouTube. That's okay. By just responding under disgusting comments on X and trying to defend them, or by supporting Harry and Meghan by contributing to their charitable causes, or by watching their content on Netflix, or by supporting Meghan by buying her products, you are supporting the Sussexes. And yeah, I think many of us are trauma bonded to Meghan. And I want to be clear, because the narrative is Meghan is one paying the squad. She's not paying me, and that is preposterous. Two, Meghan is encouraging the squad. Meghan is encouraging the squad. Again, another stupid point from the British media, because they cannot accept that their plan has not worked. The continued harassment of the Sussexes has not worked. The misinformation and disinformation has not worked. So instead of accepting that maybe people are not as stupid as you think and can tell when somebody is BSing them, sorry guys, I can tell when people are BSing them just because people are not. This is not 1999 where only 10 people, where only 5 people had control over the media the whole world was reading. So it was very hard to get any information or sit down and take a step back and be introspective of the information you were receiving. This is 2025. Everybody, anybody with a camera, patience, and a good sense of humor and a good sense of humor can create their own content. So basically, what I'm trying to say is there's no mystery there. There's no mystery there, guys. There is no mystery there. So you can't just come and tell me something. I will challenge you. I will ask you, where did you get this from? Who told you? Give me proof. And I think, if nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, that is the beauty of the internet. The fact that anybody can produce any type of information now is why we need to be very firm when we consume information. We can't just take people's word for it. Don't take my word for it. If I'm saying something, I should be able to back up what I am saying. And that is a wonderful segue to the shenanigans of this week. So let me first of all start with the negativity because I love dragging these people. Let's start with the Windsors, or as the disgraced. The in my opinion, we are currently experiencing the time of the downfall of House Windsor. Yes, yes, because of Pedro Prince. The man formerly known as Prince Andrew, and his disgusting predilection for pederasty and underage girls. Of course, tying that back to Epstein, the House of Windsor is facing their most, because the British media love to throw around the world challenge. They like to throw around the world the most challenging time for the British media, for the British royal family. Because let's be honest, the British press love the drama. They love it. So, contrary to what we think here, if not for the PR contract between King Charles, the British monarchy, and the press, and even within that contract, they still violate members of the royal family as it suits them. The media is the friend of no one. Let's be very clear. They are not the friends of the royal family. However, because they want that access, because at this particular point in time, the survival of the British monarchy is literally the livelihood of a lot of people. They need them to survive, not because they particularly give a shit about customs or anything like that. They need them to survive, ladies and gentlemen, because they have to make money. Every other day, shit emoji, Rob Jobson is releasing a book. Who's reading that shit? Nobody. Nobody is reading those books. But they need something to do. That's why you see them on The Sun. You see them on tabloids. Now, thanks to social media, many of them are creating their own YouTube channels. And they are stamping things on it to make people think that what they are saying is, the truth, right? So this royal family feeds an entire ecosystem of people. From the royal family itself, which takes advantage of the British taxpayer, all the way down to the press. Different supply chains are being fed by the royal family. So let's be very clear. The British press is the friend of no one. They will happily turn on everybody in that family today for clicks. You all saw what happened with Pedro. They like to bash Andrew and claim moral superiority, but they don't want the British monarchy to go down because they need to eat. So always keep that in mind. While they do enjoy bashing Harry and Meghan because the king gave them a blank check to do so, they will turn on any of these people if it suits them. If tomorrow it comes out that Billy Idol is really dating Jason North, ooh, they will pick that. They will run with it. Let's not even don't play that game. They will run with it. And even if William calls in and says, "Don't report this news," when something goes on the internet, it is on the internet. Everybody will run with it. Do you guys remember Prince of Pegging? That Prince of Pegging fiasco was hilarious. And the only way they could stop it was to step in. They didn't even stop it. They had to let it run its course. But what they did do though was Ryanair posted a picture because Ryanair, the most useless company in the world, instead of trying to improve their ways of working and their service, they've leaned into incompetence. And what they love to do with their PR team is to post cheeky, offensive, stupid posts on X. So when Prince of Pegging happened, they were very happy to run with it. And do you know that you guys may already know this? The King and Kensington Palace reached out to Ryanair and told them to take it down. And the only reason they could do that is because Ryanair is still kind of a British. I mean, it's an Irish company, but they have British UK affiliations. And of course, you don't want to piss off the monarchy. Nobody wants that mess because they do, contrary to the nonsense they tell everybody, they do have some power. So you don't want to do that. So he had to take it down. But they couldn't stop Twitter from dragging William for like 2 or 3 days straight. How do you stop that type of tap? Believe me, if they could, they would. But they don't have it. And I'm even going too far. Look at what happened to Catherine last year. Which is what, and I keep on saying that it's very telling to Kate that Kate got the most popularity she's ever received in her life. I think what happened to her last year precedes the royal wedding. She got the most amount of attention she's ever received in her entire life cycle in the British monarchy, and it was mocking her, saying that she had BBLs. They couldn't stop it. It got to a point where the British media started saying that it was Sussex Squad. And I was like, while I am very happy to say I contributed because I did, I don't think it was a global pylon. It was hilarious, but it was a pylon. And this is why people like Blake Lively make me laugh. When the world finds a target, for better or worse, trust and believe, for content purposes, or just to be nasty, or just because people just need an outlet, people will pile on your ass. It's not a test. It's not anything. So in my mind, the best way to manage the media, especially when you're that popular, ignore them unless it is something serious. But we'll get to that. Now let's talk about, yes, so that long segue to talk about this week with the Windsors. Like I said, we have the Epstein files that were released yesterday that continue to implicate not only Pedro, but some other senior members of British government from the past. I mean, a lot of eye-opening stuff. What even happened this week with the Windsors? You see that they are that boring. Oh yes, let's start with apparently William. The fallout of Earthshot happened early this week, and what I'm by fallout because let's keep it 500%. Nobody was paying attention to Earthshot. The fallout. What I mean by that is there was a fallout complaining and dragging William for going to Brazil, killing and knocking down ecosystems so that he could land his private jet, lecturing people about climate change. I saw some of the speech because they were mocking him for it, and it was the usual left wing word salad nonsense. Now, do I agree that the climate needs attention? Of course I do. Hello, we're living in this world. But do I believe a billionaire flying a private jet to go to another person's country, knock down trees, affecting their ecosystem, is the person to lecture anybody? No. And let's be very clear. William made it very clear that he wasn't there for philanthropic reasons. He was there for commercial reasons. So William is also a thief and a criminal. He's feeding this COP30 nonsense. It's a commercial endeavor. They are not here to fix the climate. They are here to tear your world apart and sell it for parts. Don't forget, the major thing in the world right now is AI. How do you think AI is being powered? Data centers. Where do they need what they need? Resources, and those are capital intensive, resource intensive data centers. All these GPUs, CPUs, they are powered by something, right? Yeah, they are powered by your natural resources. That to me is what COP30 was about. They have gone to Brazil because Brazil is literally the last man standing in terms of resource rich resource rich natural resources, and it still has a very dense and complex ecosystem which they can happily exploit to build even more data centers, to power even more GPUs, to power more AI usage. COP30 is nothing to do with the climate. It's about tearing Brazil apart. So I can understand. And also, don't forget that William is trying to appeal to a lot of the right wing. I believe that he is, because that's literally his only means of survival. And let's keep it 500%. People who are on the right support Trump. So, of course, they will not understand why climate change is a disaster. Many people do not realize that every day on this earth, every second on this earth, the climate is literally being destroyed, and it might kill us one day. They don't give a damn. It's all about money, 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 right? So I can understand why they were all globally pissed off at Billy Idol for picking up Earthshot, which, by the way, the only reason William got Earthshot is because of Harry and Invictus. If you don't believe me, argue with yourself. Before Invictus became the global phenomenon it's become, William was very happy to sit down in his castle and let Harry do all the work. Then, of course, Meghan came. And Harry and Meghan started getting a certain type of branding. And Billy Idol couldn't stand that because him and his idiot wife are only known for sucking our resources dry, being boring, bringing nothing to the table. So all of a sudden, sustainability. I care about the environment. Headshot. From what I've been able to understand, he stole somebody else's idea, but of course that's part of the course. So yeah, he got dragged roundly for that. And because Headshot was a flop, Billy Idol decided to pull out the good old cancer card for his wife, Kate. What did Kate do this week? Nothing, as usual. But the British media was very sure to wait until Meghan announced when her show was coming, her With Love Meghan Christmas show was coming out, so that they could let us know that the carol service that nobody was watching. If you go on my shorts, you will see I posted the ratings there. That they are letting us know, guys, that it's going to take place 2 days after Meghan's Christmas show. So they need the buzz from Meghan's show to show that one. And guys, guess what? They have Hollywood stars. Hollywood stars are coming to the carol service for some reason. And then when we say that these people are copying Harry and Meghan, the British media will be acting like as if people are stupid. Because why would Hollywood stars care about the British monarchy's Christmas carol? I'm confused. And the past few years, they never had Hollywood stars. So why all of a sudden are they looking for people to force to come to this farce of a show. Now, let me be very clear. I said it before in my chat as well. If they were using their desperation to beat Harry and Meghan to even do some good, I will call it out. You have a Christmas carol, which is supposed to be Kate's Christmas carol, as they called it, because they want to tell us that Kate Middleton, who can barely articulate a sentence, is the one that, she organized the whole thing. No, she didn't. This is something that is already in the diary. They already have people, handlers, people who are handling the whole thing. All Kate has to do is show up, look emaciated, bring the kids for a photo op, take a picture and go. But I'm very curious because, again, they are so desperate to compete with Harry and Meghan, and for whatever reason the British monarchy wants to be liked in America, which is something else. I'm not particularly, do you know what, it's fine. They want that Hollywood magic so badly that they are dragging celebrities to a carol service. To what end, guys? I don't know. But yeah, let's see. I look forward to see because I know it's going to be a mess. And Kate is not talking, so at least there's that, I guess. But do you think they're going to use this sudden interest in Hollywood stars to actually use that carol to do something useful? Nope. If you thought no, you'd be right. This is a typical thing to try and beat Harry and Meghan. Now, one more thing about Kate and Billy Idol, because I'm bored, honestly. What else happened with these clowns this week? There was Earthshot. I've mentioned the Christmas Carol. Yes. So for those of you who may not know, yeah, okay, fine, Lorna, to your point, I still don't understand the point of having them there, though. This was supposed to be the royal family doing Christmas carols for the British people. Why this sudden interest in having Hollywood stars there? Because they want to compete with Harry and Meghan. Yes, we know that, but to what end? That's what I'm saying. They are so reactionary. They don't even think about, okay, this thing that we're doing, don't forget that we are in a life of service. How can we take this thing that we're about to do to actually serve people? If they said, okay, during the carol service, we're busting down kids because a lot of kids are not, the government, the Tory government cancelled a lot of free meals, and a lot of people are struggling. If they said we're going to use the carol service, we're going to bust down children, mothers, people from poorer regions, from some regions, bring them to the church, give them a nice buffet, give them a chance to meet members of the royal family, to appreciate them and make their Christmas good. Look, I'm not a heartless person. I'll be like, oh, these people are all useless, but this is a genuinely nice thing to do. They're not doing that. This is literally gathering at a church so that kids will get dressed up, parade the kids, and go home. Now they are bringing Hollywood stars. And my point is, to what end? Is it the Met Gala in church? Like, what is the point? If not to compete with Harry and Meghan? To what end? Who does that benefit? And the fact that nobody in that family even thought, let us try and do some good with this Christmas carol, tells you everything you need to know about the British royal family. So that's that. And that brings us to the next topic, because I'm just about bored with this two now. Kate, this is the final topic for Kate. Kate, for those of you who know, or who don't really care but know anyway, Kate is supposed to be the Patreon. Sorry, no. She's supposed to be behind an early years initiative. Again, another very good initiative that she stole from someone. And she could actually do something to benefit people if she took it seriously. For whatever reason, guys, Kate Middleton decided this week that she was going to give a speech at some sort of return to work thing. I don't even know what that is for. I tried to get more information about it, but apparently there is some sort of work summit that they've just launched. What that is for, I will never know. Let me quickly check. Aha, Kate Middleton is set to attend, listen to this, guys. the inaugural Future Workforce Summit in London on Tuesday, the 18th. The summit is hosted by the Royal Foundation Business Task Force for early childhood and aims to encourage business investment in early years. Okay, on paper that sounds good. That is good. I'm not going to knock it. It's good. But you see, the way they are reporting this doesn't seem true to me. Because and why are you saying that? And people are wondering, why am I saying that? Because the British press like to big up Kate for doing sweet nothing. So let me get more information. Okay. So I have a bit more information. This is the press spin. So let's see what it says. Princess Kate to attend an important summit for a project in just days. The Princess of Wales expected in London to be in attendance for the very first Future Workforce Summit, hosted by the Royal Foundation Business Task Force for early childhood. Kensington Palace confirmed the princess will be present. Present. Take note of that word, present, at the summit, which is expected to host some of Britain's most influential business leaders in hopes of driving more action and investment into the early years of a person's life. I'll come back to that very short. Let me read the whole thing. Princess Kate is particularly interested in this topic as she aims to inspire a healthier and happier approach to children in the UK. Around 80 leaders are expected to attend and hear from experts in leadership, human development, and early childhood. The summit is forecast to focus on looking for ways the business could invest in the early years of a young person's life and how much this will impact the next generation. That it has been said the aim of this project is to reach 1 million babies and young children by 2026. In case people are not aware, that's next year. The hosts of this event have been pinned as journalist Michelle Hussein, with numerous guest stars appearing Sir Gareth Southgate and research psychologist Mark Brackett are two speakers. Sessions from Robert Waldinger from Harvard University and psychotherapist author Philippa Perry are also just a few of those to take place that day. Delegates at the event will also hear from leaders from major companies such as Aviva, NatWest Group, Iceland, IKEA, Ireland, the Lego Group, and Deloitte about the task force which has already been delivered as part of the initiative. Those present are also expected to hear about new projects from Amazon, Kellogg's, Jude's, Salesforce, and Co-op. I'm going to circle back to a couple of things. Kate, let's just call this what it is. The Royal Foundation Business Task Force has invited a couple of businesses to an event supposed to be this makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. This is what I think is happening. They invited a couple of people who will not turn them down because hello, the royals, they're all going to come and nib nob and nick knock. Notice that Kate is going to be present. We all know Kate is not giving a speech. We all, at least according to this, Kate is just going to attend. So I'm not particularly sure what she's there for. I think what's just happening is they are going to attend because Kate is there. And they want to be seen to be doing something. Because I am not hearing anything useful here. Why are we calling private businesses to invest in early years? How exactly are they going to do that? Now, I posted something previously, a few months back, where the British media was trying to lie to everybody and say Kate Middleton's early years initiative has caused a number of companies to do this and that and this and that, where in reality what had happened was a number of companies have approved that men can get paternity leave up to a certain amount of time and still get paid. I didn't see anything more than 6 weeks there. But one could argue that this has nothing to do with the early years. Many companies have been moving in that direction. So again, what I believe the companies did at the behest of the royal family was to put initiatives they were already going to do anyway and slap the royal family's name on it so that they could say that it was Kate's idea. And that's exactly what's happening here. Because what I would like to know is, okay, fine. What initiatives have you achieved already? What do you plan on achieving in the future? And I'm going to keep an eye on this event actually because I'm very curious about that. You know, that early years announcement was them playing in our faces. This one sounds like another play in our faces. Why? Because when you look at Meghan, because of course it's always Meghan. When you come back to it, Meghan has been awarded this year for her entrepreneurship. She was at Fortune most MPW, most powerful woman event, where she was a she was one of the people speaking. She was also awarded for a Signal Award for her podcast. Exactly. And she has her business with Love Meghan. Meghan is a brand, a modern woman, entrepreneur. You know, she's not just showing up to parties. So what's going to end up happening, guys, is you are going to see Kate in a business suit. They will take pictures of her attending this event. They will take pictures of her mumbling at this event. They'll take pictures of her posing with business leaders at this event, and this will be the first and last time we hear anything about the early years initiative until next year, when Meghan does something and they want to pretend that Kate is working. Who wants to bet money? I'm happy to bet money. Aha. And that's exactly it, Christina. So this is another PR. Now look. I am not a terrible person. If I genuinely thought that Kate Middleton was going to follow through and do things for a lot of women and men are struggling with their children. There's a reason why birth rate is so low. It's expensive. But here is why I'm not taking this seriously at all. You know why? Because why are you going to business leaders? If you really want to do something for the early years, why aren't you talking to the government? The government sets legislation, yes? Instead of going to companies and begging them for money, if that is what you are doing, go to the government and tell them to mandate certain things. In the UK, there is mandated maternity time off. With women there is a minimum you have to give women. With women can choose to extend it, but a minimum as a permanent employee with the company, you can get mandated maternity leave. Why not go to the government and ask them to do the same for men? Why? Because watch this event. I didn't hear of any government official attending. Now again, this what I am reading of is not an official Kensington Palace announcement, so I don't know. I'm happy to be wrong. I don't want to. I'm happy to wait until is next week Tuesday. I'm happy to wait until Tuesday and get the tea. Exactly, Spidey. Exactly. Hi, J Love. Exactly. I'm happy to wait until next week Tuesday and get the tea. But to me, this just sounds like another PR attempt to try and try and pretend that Kate has something that she's doing when all of us with a functioning brain know that she really doesn't. But let's see. For those of you that are thinking that I'm being too cynical, we'll see next week. We will see next week. We will have a live again, and I will happily give you the blow by blow. I'll happily give you the blow by blow, ladies and gentlemen. But if you're expecting, I have very little expectations. I have very little expectations for this engagement. I was going to mention Sophie. Do we care about Sophie? Do we, guys? Let me know in the chat. Because you have to give it to Sophie. Sophie is literally the only person of that age range that's actually doing any work. Sophie is working for that estate she has in Backshot. I mean, Sophie is out here, guys. I know she was a bitch to Megan, but I have to give props where props are due. She is the only person around that age range doing any work. I don't see anybody. Sandra, no. All right, fine. I won't bore you to death with Sophie. Sophie, on paper, is the hardest working royal. Let's keep it 500%. She is the highest working senior royal right now. It's just that, and I'm so glad their polls showed them this. Nobody gives the other left testicle about what Sophie is doing. I told you that if they line up 5 women that look like Sophie, I am not even joking. I won't know who I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, I guess. And and that's why when they talk about the estates and the leases, I don't really talk too much about Prince Edward, because his wife Sophie, she is earning every drop of grass on their Backshot estate. That one is everywhere. You see her traveling around the world. The next question will be, why is she always traveling without her husband? But that's neither here nor there. The tea, ladies and gentlemen, is that Eddie, well, Eddie is that man looks like he doesn't touch her. So I will leave you to use your imagination. I don't want to be gossiping. I don't have the full tea about that one. But yeah, Sophie did something, but nobody cares. Oh yes, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot this was Remembrance. My bad. Sorry. My bad. Remembrance this week, of course, was led. That's why I forgot it was Charles. We had our Remembrance events this week. You know, Sandra, you said it. I didn't. I've had the tea, because that woman is never home. She's always on. She's always traveling. So anyway, yeah, the king attended a couple of Remembrance events. Do we care? Of course, we care about Remembrance. People's family members were killed in that war, and I'm not trying to in any way diminish Remembrance Weekend, but let's be honest, nobody gives a crap when the king does anything besides the laying of wreath. Oh yes, I almost forgot, guys. I almost forgot. Please forgive me. George. We got George this week. We got George, Kitty, and Kate and Charles at a Remembrance event on Saturday. I wanted to segue into, well, I think I will use this as a segue into the Sussexes. George was pushed out of bed. They woke him up and said, you are now 12 years old. Start earning your keep. We're going to put you in a suit and force you to come to an adult event because your father was enjoying a private jet journey back from Brazil. I imagine he got back on Saturday, but he couldn't be asked to go for that Remembrance event. Yep, exactly, Sandra. George was like, I know you people are lying. This multi-million-dollar mansion that I've grown up all my life, this expensive schooling I've enjoyed all my life, this expensive lifestyle, this luxury holidays I've been enjoying all my life. You mean to tell me that I actually have to start earning all this stuff now? I have a feeling about George, but I'll keep it to myself because he's a child. And I am not going to ever use my platform to say anything about a child. But I will say this. I think it is highly irresponsible to expose children to the media and the press before they are old enough to know exactly what the hell is going on. I believe they said, if you go back to my video where I am rightfully dragging that obese shit emoji, Rob Jobson, I caught on something that he said. People are interested in the children. They are already laying the groundwork to terrorize the next generation of royal kids. So, in my personal opinion, until George, Louis, and Charlotte are old enough to understand that this royal family life is not just expensive holidays, 10 luxury trips a year, going to expensive schools and chilling out with my other nobility, upper class, snotty people, until they understand that this is literally a trap that could keep you and shape your life. You don't have an option. You don't have any other choices. You are literally just here to serve the crown. Until they understand and accept that responsibility, I think it's highly inappropriate and for them to be splashing these children's faces all over the media. Because imagine George, we don't know anything about this kid, as we shouldn't. He's 12. Is he 12 or 13? He's 12, right? Or is it 13? I don't know. 12, 13. He's a child. Just entering teenage years. He most likely he's still thinking like a kid. It is highly inappropriate for us to be seeing his face. He may not want this life. Charlotte may not want this life. Louis may be like, hell no. But you've taken away all the things they could be by splashing their pictures all over the world. Because what is George going to wake up and say, oh, I want to be a dancer? Is he going to wake up and say he wants to be a farmer? Is Charlotte going to wake up and say, oh, she just wants to live her life quietly? How? Everybody knows what you look like. She might want to go backpacking and traveling. Hell, she might fall in love with an African. Ew. God, I hope not. Please keep this royal family away from black people. Black people in the chat, let's pray. Please keep the royal family away from black people. Please and thank you. She might fall in love with somebody else and want to live a quiet life. How is she going to do that when she's in the media? And when the rats in the media and the leeches in the media have already started plotting on how they are going to make money off these kids. So yeah, that's what I wanted to call out. I'm not going to say anything about George because I don't think George should have been standing in for his father when he has a father who is in his 40s, from all intents and purposes, has 2 working legs and limbs, and is supposed to be the future king. Why is he sending his 12-year-old child to go and stand in for him, please? For the royalists that don't apply critical thinking, think about that. One thing about Sophie before I walk away from the Windsors, don't be upset, guys. Do you know that she was in the Amazon? I'm just seeing it here now. I was like, she's in Peru. This woman goes around the world, guys. Oh yeah, I remember there was a picture of her holding a snake. This woman is literally going on a global world tour on taxpayer dime while also paying for living in that Bagshot park. I can't even knock it. If the British media claims that they cared about the family the way they would be reporting feverishly on Sophie because she's literally the only person doing any work. But because they know that no one cares about Sophie, they can't be asked. Which is why I go back to my point at the beginning. The British media don't give a damn. They are happy to play the Game of Thrones with the British monarchy because it makes them money. Don't get it twisted. Harry and Meghan are the punching bag today, but they could very easily turn on Will and Kate. Personally, I think the reason they haven't turned on Will and Kate yet is because of Charles. As soon as Charles dies, what was going to happen? Princess Anne was in Australia, but we don't care, so I'm going to move on now. So yeah, that was the snorefest for the Windsors. You people should be applauding me for actually going through that list, because that was a lot, guys. I do this for you. I do this for you, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's just because, again, she's the only person in the royal family that's actually doing any work. And one thing that somebody said on a live I joined last night, they asked a question: how come Kate does not do events with Sophie and Anne? And I took a step back and I was like, that is a fantastic question. What do you guys think? Why does Kate not do events with Sophie and Anne? Somebody said something that is because they look down on Kate because she's not a member of the aristocracy. That's possible. Because don't forget, before Megan came along, they used to drag Kate. I remember. They used to call her commoner. They used to make it sound like as if she was she was a baker's child who somehow managed to convince the most boring prince in Europe to marry her. And just remember, guys, William was never going to wasn't planning on marrying Kate. She was not his first option. So I'll clock that T. Are you serious? I didn't know that, Lorna. Is that true? I had no idea. Because again, I don't follow these people. She slept off. And I think after watching her being inarticulate, they were like, nah, we're good. Kate should be so embarrassed, honestly. And yeah, that is the snore fest of the royal family. You guys should be thanking me for this because this was hard to get through. Bloody hell. And yeah, now let's get to the people that we really care about. The Sussexes. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. The Sussexes, Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan, the only people in the royal family that are even worth talking about. Guys, this was a fantastic week for the Sussexes. This was a fantastic week for the Sussexes. This was a fantastic week for the Sussexes. Were the British press not telling us up until this week that Harry and Meghan are hated in America? They hate them there. Harry and Meghan are snubbed by Hollywood. Harry and Meghan are despised by Hollywood. They see them as grifters. So can somebody please, and this is for the derangers as well, can you please explain to me then how the most hated couple in Hollywood, according to the British press, was invited to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday? Not just invited. Because it's possible she could have called her entire Rolodex. That's not impossible. But they got to take pictures with her. They were important enough that Kris Jenner put them in her photo roll before she took them down. And I have a theory about that. And Harry and Meghan attending that event was splashed over international news. So in just one weekend, they have completely annihilated almost 5 years of lies about Harry and Meghan's Hollywood influence. I don't think that this is getting enough traction. After 5 years of saying that Harry and Meghan were snubbed by Hollywood, in literally one weekend, they completely transformed that narrative. One weekend. And the British media were scrambling. All of a sudden now it is too tacky to be seen with Kardashians. Despite the fact that Kylie Jenner is, to me, a matriarch on the level of Beyonce's mom. That woman on her own transformed the life of her 5 daughters, turned each and every one of them to multi-millionaires, and has built a brand that will never be forgotten, the Kardashian-Jenner brand. And from there, Kim Kardashian has launched a underwear line, Skims, that is now, Kris Jenner, sorry guys. Kris Jenner has launched a multi-billion-dollar company with a biracial black woman, Emma Grede. Say what you want about the Jenners. I have a lot to say about that family. I'm not a fan of them at all. The way they've exploited black women to build their brands is unforgivable to me. But I have to give props where props are due. Kris Jenner is the empire builder. I would even put her on. Yeah, I would put. Is the empire builder that Carol Middleton thought she was, because all Carol Middleton did was to marry off her girls to rich men. And I wouldn't even call Kate Middleton's marriage to William as a win, because I'm not particularly sure how it has helped Carol's family. I do not get the impression for even a minute that William or Charles are the type of people that will fund Carol's and Kate's family's business. What? It seems like they would make Kate cut off her entire family before they do that. I don't get that impression at all. I don't get that impression at all. And there's evidence of that because the so-called party planning business that they lied and told everyone they were worth millions for has gone bankrupt. So where was all this royal family, influence? Why couldn't they use the royal family influence? Their daughter is literally married to the heir prince of the British monarchy, and they couldn't get a simple business going. I thought the British media told us that people, Harry and Meghan, were making money off their titles. If it was that simple, why is Middleton's family not rolling in billions now? Or even millions? Why are they all bankrupt? And that's probably part of the reason why Kate can't go anywhere. Not only does she have children with William, but she has her family to think about. What a sad life indeed. But yeah, completely dispelled all the bullshit, all the lies, all the misinformation. Got the British media so pressed, they are still talking about it till today. I was scrolling through, and that's how I saw that it was the king's birthday, because I was just going through my FYP, and Meghan's name popped up, followed by the king's birthday, which is a disgrace on its own. And then you have the British media bitching and complaining. How dare Meghan and Harry go to a Kardashian party on the night of on Saturday? So whenever I asked the question to a deranger yesterday. I was like, "What were you doing on Saturday night? Did you sit down and did you stay fallow at home? Because it's Remembrance Day. I hope you stayed fallow at home. You didn't leave your house. Anyway, the bitterness, the jealousy, and the anger aside, this was a fantastic week for the Sussexes. And the reason why these networking events are important, I am so glad my timeline is so clean, because apparently a number of people in the squad were upset that Harry and Meghan went to this event. Which is a shock to me, because I was like, really? I thought you guys would be happy. They've proved the haters wrong. What is more Hollywood A-list royalty than a Kris Jenner party? And not only are you there, you are there with Beyonce, Jay-Z, Bezos, Bill Gates, and God knows who else, movers and shakers in the industry. What is more A-list than that? Oh yes, that's why I'm saying that the media is lying to us. These rich people know each other, because let's keep it 500%. Who else are they going to be hanging out with? They do business with each other. When Beyonce had her show in London, didn't Kris Jenner fly down to come and attend it? When Beyonce had her show, Cowboy Carter, in America, didn't Kris Jenner come? Oprah was there. They took a picture together. Oprah, Gail, Kris Jenner. Yeah, I hear you, Sandra, but what's the problem? We don't know these people. We don't know anything about these people. We don't know one thing about these people. We don't know their circles. And don't forget, guys, who else will rich people do business with if not with each other? They do business with each other. They support each other. Many of them are friends. I think that's also why Harry and Meghan were able to survive, because rich people are not operating like the rest of us. They use the media the same way. That's why when they were reporting this thing about Harry and Meghan being hated in Hollywood, I was like, huh? If they were hated, more people would have been leaking about them. We didn't hear a damn thing from anyone. Because when you start playing in certain circles, they all value silence. They all value confidentiality. In Megan's podcast, she mentioned that one of the first people that she interviewed, how she met her, I think is the CEO of Bumble, was Harry and Megan threw a party at their home and invited people. What my brain picked up from that was, oh, they've been networking. And that's why when this move happened to America, they needed to have Oprah on their side. They needed Tyler Perry. They needed Beyonce. Because when you're trying to get away, when you're trying to establish yourself, places like Montecito, to me, give off rich people's Riviera. So you will see CEOs, you will see celebrities, you will see actors, you will see A-listers, you will see industry movers and shakers. Megan is best friends with with the wife of the CEO of Paramount. What are we talking about? They play mahjong together. And don't forget those women that Megan invited to her house on her TV show. I'm very sure if we break down who those women are, these are either wives of and businessmen of themselves, or on their own, they are also power shakers. When rich people are talking, people like us, unless you're playing on that level, you don't know what's going on. Because the one thing rich people do is they move in silence. Do you know how many billionaires in the world exist that we will never know of? We will never see their face because they are low key. Not everybody is Elon Musk or Bezos that are looking for attention. There are billionaires in this earth that will take the bus with you. I live in London. If I go around Mayfair, the best way to get around London, honestly, is on the bus. There are billionaires that will be sitting on the bus with you and you wouldn't know. How would you know? Not every billionaire is wearing $5,000 watches. Many of them, especially those of them that had to build their wealth from scratch, they will go out with a t-shirt and jeans. You will never know. So that's why I tell people that when it comes to the workings of the top 10%, 1% in the world, they are living a completely different reality from the rest of us. Because don't forget, these people have kids, right? How come we never see their pictures? They are sending these kids to school. How come we never see pictures? Not one picture. In this very social media world, how? Because they have NDAs, they make people sign. They are very strict about, because again, to any parent, what is more precious to them than their children? For Harry and Meghan to survive, they had to get into that circle. Otherwise, the privacy they were looking, the autonomy, the privacy, the business opportunities would never have come. Meghan is very good friends with the Netflix of CEO. She's close to his wife. Emma Grede had a dinner. You guys saw. The CEO of Netflix's wife was sitting next to Meghan. Meghan was sitting next to Emma Grede. These things matter. They mean something. So if anybody ever believed for even half a fraction of a second that Harry, especially Harry, let me even leave Meghan alone. Harry, a blood prince, Harry, if was the most popular royal in the world, next to the Queen, the most beloved, admired, crushed on. That's why the Ranger women can't move on. You're expecting to believe that he will carry his wife somewhere like Montecito. Don't assume because him and Meghan had to literally run away from Canada that they walked into the US with a backpack and a dream. These are millionaires who are friends with millionaires. And let me tell you something I also believe. I believe that Tyler Perry and Oprah also helps them, maybe not directly with cash. Don't forget that Tyler Perry put Harry and Meghan in his home. And not only put them in his home, he paid for security to keep them safe. This is how rich people help each other. They don't have to move cash around. And I'm sure after they stayed for a while, maybe before they got their home and got their mortgage locked down, Oprah spoke to someone like, okay, you know what, I know them, I can vouch for them. This is Harry, look at his inheritance. This is how rich people help each other. It's not by moving physical cash, it's by doing favors, by allowing you to do things on credit. That deal they got with Netflix was basically cash on credit, because it could have gone either ways. And all these deals they had to do because all these favors they were getting, they had to pay people back either in cash or in kind. right? And they had to start building a brand. They had to start networking, building all these relationships, communicating, because guys, they would not have survived. Meghan probably would have, Harry wouldn't. Because, and this goes back to my point about exposing these children's faces before they make a decision to stay in the royal family. If Harry had the opportunity of anonymity, I'm very sure we would never have seen this man again. He would have met his American wife and just gone away and gone to Ghana. They probably didn't need this type of ostentatious lifestyle even. But because of who Harry is and the security he needs and the privacy that he needs to survive and build big business relationships, not just for himself, but for his wife, everything about their life is insulated, and it makes sense. So again, going back to my point about the Kardashians, it is not surprising to me in the least that these people are friends. A billionaire is not going to be friends with somebody they met on Meetup. They are friends with each other because, let's keep it 100%, they can technically only trust each other. They don't know this, they don't know you, they don't know me. I'll be very honest with you now. If I saw Bezos walking down my street, I'll be like, oh, Bezos, I might take a picture. But Bezos may not want his picture out there. So billionaires, millionaires, actors, CEOs, the reason they all stay together is because they also suffer press intrusion. They also run the risk of people spreading misinformation about them. And that's why Harry and Meghan are lucky. Because the reason why they were able to build what they have is the spoliation the British media try to do around them. The A-stars and celebrities around them are not unaware of it, because some of it they've used against other people and people have used it against them as well. So all that time Harry and Meghan were silent, they were networking. They were, I truly believe they were working. They were building, they were having events at their home. They were inviting people. Because they were building their brand. They were building their brand. They were trying to be as grassroots as possible so that they can say, look, all these things that the media has said about us is not true. We are just normal people. We're not bringing chaos to Montecito. Look, we are parents too. We have our kids. Come to our home. Come and engage with us. And I go back to when Meghan announced her business. She had a garden party. We didn't know who those people were, but I don't have any doubts in my mind. Some of those people that they invited are some very powerful people. Not everybody is flashing their money in your face. The CEO of Paramount can walk past me. Even though I've seen him multiple times, I won't recognize him. So yeah, I just want people to know that them being friends with the Kardashians is a fantastic thing. Them having to, and personally, I'm going to throw a theory out there. I personally believed that the reason that they were happy to have their pictures out there was a way to show the world we're not who you think we are. Well, we are not a bunch of losers hiding in Hollywood. These are our people. These are our people. Don't get it twisted. And I also have another theory. Don't forget the people released a statement saying Harry and Meghan never signed anything about pictures. So, and I haven't received anything that will contradict this. I personally believe the reason why Kris Jenner took those pictures down was they probably saw how Harry and Meghan were getting bashed in the media. Kris Jenner is Meghan's friend, or at least seems to like her. Kris Jenner was one of the first people that followed Meghan when she announced Arrow. Meghan personally sent her a gift box of her items. I believe Kris Jenner likes Meghan. And I believe her taking down those pictures was her way of protecting Harry and Meghan. That, oh, wow, okay. Wow, look at all the backlash they're getting for coming to my party. Oh, it's her party. I would feel really guilty. I'll take it down to avoid fun. Because Harry and Meghan were happy to pose for pictures. So if they didn't want their pictures there, why were they posing for pictures? Why come into the front door and be pictured? They knew they were going to take pictures. But I believe Kris took it down because of all the backlash. Meghan is her friend. Hi, Jojo. So yeah, That narrative of, oh, it's because that they were, that the narrative to me makes sense. If it was my party, I invited somebody to who I like, and that person gets destroyed in the media, something that I know always happens to him or her, I will feel really guilty. I'll take it down, like, ooh, I don't want to bring even more attention to this person. If Harry and Meghan did not want to be seen, they would have gone from the back door, and they would have avoided, because in that, why attend that event? That's ridiculous. A Christiana party, a Jenna party, and you don't think cameras will be there? Please be for effing real. So yes, I believe Kris Jenner took it down. To me, it was so obvious she took it down to protect Harry and Meghan. I was genuinely baffled with all the think pieces. I was like, this is so obvious. She's obviously trying to protect them. Well, I don't know. Maybe my view of the world is different, I guess. But yeah, fantastic week for the Sussexes as always. Yeah. I see many people that ordered their Christmas goods. They started receiving it. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday. One of these deranger trolls who was trying to pretend like, I'm not a hater, but I spent, God knows, I said it in my message. You spent over $100 of your money to buy Meghan's goods. You took money that you worked for, gave it to Meghan to buy her goods so that you could hate on her products. I keep telling you that the derangers are Meghan's Meg Hive. I'm going to start calling them Meghan Hive or Meg Hive. So if you hear me calling the derangers Meg Hive, it's because to me, this is Bayhive behavior. I'm serious. I only ever see this type of thing with the Beehive, and not the pretend hate. I only see this with the Beehive. The Beehive, that lady from, I don't watch Love Island because ew, but there's this beautiful black girl. Her name is Olandria. Her fans, many black women, of course. Her fans, every time this girl just did a collaboration. I just saw it before I came on this live with Angel Reed, Angel Reese, a beautiful basketball player. That collaboration has sold out. So I'm like, there's also a right winger. He's a racist. I hate his ass. Milo bought Meghan's wines. Milo bought Meghan's wines. Those wines that are like that you can't buy for less than $90. He bought her wines. You literally see him opening the box, and this is his. I'm paraphrasing his caption. Oh, you look at Meghan's handwriting, and I was like, bro, you bought Meghan's rosé to drink. These people are her guys. These are her. I'm going to say something that is going to be a bit controversial here. Meghan's haters are the ones buying all her products. These are her fans. When I was buying my own goods, I saw the inventory number 70,000. It would not shock me in the least if 50,000 of those 70,000 sold were Meghan haters. Or sorry, call themselves Meghan haters. Sure. Because when you hate someone, you give them your money. Because when you hate somebody, you give them your money, guys. That's exactly what you do. High Grove has been around for decades, apparently. It has never occurred to me for a perimeter of a second to use my money to buy one thing from King Charles. Because I am not going to. But I am bankrupting myself buying Meghan's goods internationally because I want to buy Meghan's goods. Why? Because I'm a fan and I want to support her. But her haters are doing the exact same thing because I will never be able to get over the fact that this guy spent over $100 buying Meghan's goods only to come on his live and pretend that the candle did not have a wick. It won't surprise me if he was. Let me tell you what I think happened. He bought the raspberry because he's a fan, bought the jams, loved it. But you know, he had to give a contrary opinion. So he went to go and he probably removed the wick himself. I came online. Oh, Megan's candles don't have wicks. Okay. And you will see, watch this madness happen. Watch it happen. Because he got engagement from that, all her haters will go and spend money to buy Megan's goods so that they can give a review. Please. They are fans, Joe. You got the champagne. Woo! Guys, I've just polished off the entire bottle, the bottle of myself. Just polished it off. You got the champagne. I'm hoping to get the champagne. My goods have shipped. I'll do a mini live so we can celebrate, guys. I'll do a live so we can celebrate. Woo! I'll do a live. We can celebrate with something. I'll get some orange, some fresh orange juice, so we can have a mimosa live. I've not received it yet, my dear, but I'm hoping I'll get it next week. I use my myus.com. So you open an account with them and you can buy things from America. They will send it, they will give you a post box. They will get the goods for you, package it, and help you arrange shipping. Sorry, not okay. My bad, Nikki. Sorry, sparkling wine. It's sparkling wine, not champagne. And I am a sparkling wine girl. My sparkling wine of choice. Do I still have that box here? No, I thrown it away. My sparkling wine of choice, Nightimber, Corvée, and Rosé. Ooh, delicious. Nightimber. I was even thinking, let me do a comparison, but it won't be a fair comparison. Well, I'll get a bottle of Nightimber, because Nightimber you can't just buy it in the shop. You have to order. I'll buy a bottle of Nightimber and I'll buy and I'll have Megan's wine and I'll do it side by side. If it's a fair way to, because I would know what glass I'm pouring into, and if I do, I think people would think that I'm lying, but I'll still do it anyway because I love Nightimber. Why not? So yeah, ladies, and gentlemen, fantastic week for the Sussexes. They've Because now the British media can no longer say Harry and Meghan are not Hollywood. The pictures are literally there. And I know the British media like to lie and misinform, but how are you going to lie about pictures with Meghan posing with Kris Jenner? How are you going to lie about Meghan at a party having a time, laughing and giggling with some Hollywood big boy? The fact they went to that party was, I keep telling you guys, Sussex, stop hiding, come out. Meghan went to Paris and blew everybody's mind off. Still one of the coolest moments I think I've seen, because what I loved about it was, and she should do more of these surprises. That's how you get them. Don't announce, just appear. Let everybody be scrambling. Piss them off, because because let's keep it 500%, guys. I never see the British media happier than when Meghan is out. They are happy to see her because she gets the clicks, she generates interest. That's why they won't stop talking about her, because Meghan is the one everybody wants to hear from. But they have to pretend they don't like her because, well, that's the arrangement they made with the palace. Nobody wants to hear about Kate or Charles or Willie. There's nobody with star power in the royal family today that is not Meghan Sussex. And I'm happy to be. If you think I'm lying, tell me the next person. Name a name. That Paris trip kept them fed for days. They were pretending not to be happy about it when they were all giggling and taking pictures like with the rest of us useless people. And to be fair, if not for the fact that all this hate is dangerous and can actually hurt Meghan, I would ignore it and just laugh at them as useless people. But because we all worry that one idiot might get activated and feel motivated to hurt her, that's the part that pisses me off. Because to me, these people, they are her fans. We saw the king's birthday is today. I can't get over the fact that the king's birthday is today. And they made it about Meghan. And you're telling me she doesn't have influence? That she's the least popular royal? What? Who are you talking to? So yeah, I don't have, to me, no notes. I have no complaints. This week was fantastic. I was going to report on it, but I just thought I'll wait till the end of the week. No notes on the Sussexes. Fantastic, fantastic execution. And I have a feeling Megan is going to do something to promote her Christmas show. What do you think, guys think? Megan, of course, got on Oprah's favorite things. We know that. But I'm thinking she might do something else to promote her brand. Sorry, to promote the Christmas show. She might release a preview. She might announce the celebrities. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the teaser. I feel like we'll get some sort of a teaser. I can't wait. And guys, who do you think is attending? She said that it's going to be in her home. Most likely, I think what they'll end up doing, they'll probably have a Christmas dinner outside. They might have it outside, or they might have it inside. I think inside feels more wintry and Christmassy because most places are cold during winter. But if I wanted to pepper the haters, right? I would set up a beautiful spread. You know, in that beautiful Montecito villa, set up a beautiful spread with perfect views, 360 views of my villa. You know, I would set up that view and I will make it so glamorous. I hope she, you know what, I know Megan doesn't want to be seen as vulgar, but I hope she makes it glamorous. I want her to do something like a Martha Stewart thing because Martha Stewart is a hater. I want her to get celebrities. I want there to be like real big names, somebody that will blow our mind, guys. I really want something like that. I hope we get something like that. Not that if we don't get that, it'll be bad, but I think that'll be cool. What do you guys think? I think I would like that. Yeah. Why not? Meg, do it. I can't wait, really. I can't wait to see what cool recipes she's going to bring. I'm not really a Christmas dinner type of girl, but you never know. I don't think, obviously, we will not be seeing the children. At least I hope not. But I imagine what I think is going to happen is we probably will not see the kids. Even if they're helping her in the kitchen, we'll probably see the back of their heads or they will blur out their face. I think maybe the back of their heads if we see them at all. But since she wants to do it with family and friends, I feel like she will show the kid. She will show the back of the heads of because it's the same thing as their documentary. They were very careful how they were filming around Archie, so you could hear him talk, you could see his head moving, but you couldn't see his face. If that makes sense. We barely. I thought the way they handled Archie was very good because it felt like you were seeing him, but you weren't really seeing him. So I hope they're able to pull something like that off with Lilibet. Lilibet, I would love to see what she looks like, but God knows, I'm happy to wait till Lily is grown. Frankly, I don't need to see her. It'd be cute, but nah, I'm good. You know, it's killing them. They've not seen what she looks like. That child. You know, it's killing the British media. They've not seen it. And I think many of them would have seen what that girl looks like. But because they wouldn't dare release pictures to the media without the parents' consent, they wouldn't try it. I think that would be a line too far, even for them. They will spend the rest of their lives feeding Harry. So yeah. Put a little liquor in it if you don't like dry champagne. I wonder about the legal ramifications of destroying goods deliberately to claim. When you buy from Azeva, I can't remember where I saw this. You can't return anything. You can't return anything. So you buy it, it's yours. It's food now. You can't return goods that you've bought that are food, especially food, especially if you've opened it. So the money has exchanged hands. If you like, buy Megan's spread and throw it on the wall. She start taking her money. So you're free to do whatever you want with it. The Rangers, if you want to use the jam if you want to paste the jam on your wall, that's your business. Megan has collected her coins. That's good. That's what I'm saying. How can you call yourself a hater and you're buying her products? Because like you can hate me if you want, as long as you're paying my fees. I don't really give a shit. Like, okay. I lick my wounds with your money. The fuck? Silly people, childish people, mentally ill people. Yeah, so that's kind of the week with the Sussexes. Did anything else happen this week? Oh yes, the massacre video, guys. I'm looking for that documentary. I was gonna do a mini thing on it. I think what I'll do is I'll wait until I see more of the. I'll wait till the because I know right now people are more excited about the Christmas dinner. So let's focus on that. The massacre documentary comes out I think a week, almost a week after. So I'll do a mini thing on it because I know of the massacre kids. I was very pleased to hear they were doing a documentary, and that's what I'm saying, guys. When Harry and Meghan are doing these things, when they are leveraging of their Hollywood connections, it's not just for clicks. They are doing it to actually do something, help people. That's why I was saying that in the Christmas Carol that Kate is going to have. Okay, fine, you're inviting celebrities. To what end? What are we getting out of it? What is the benefit? You know, who is it benefiting? You inviting Kate Winslet is for. And the fact that they don't know how to balance, and that's the thing that will always piss me off about the British royal family. They don't know how to balance celebrity with philanthropy. It has to be one or the other. Because and the reason they can't balance it, guys, is because when they do philanthropy, it is not genuine. It's not genuine. That's why they don't know how to do the two. Because how are you having a Christmas carol? A time of, people love carol music. The wasted opportunity. Just busting a couple of people, make people who actually care about the monarchy. They'll be very happy to be busting. People of lower income. Make them feel special for a day. It wouldn't cost you anything. And the fact that did not even occur to them to do is baffling to me. Oh, was it? I didn't know, Christina. I thought this was something that they put together. But that would make sense. That's why there's no intentionality to it. There's no intentionality, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not genuine. It wasn't an initiative that they put together as a means to do something. It was something that they stole from somebody else and turned it into a thing because Kate was getting embarrassed that nobody knows her for anything. And this idea of Kate isn't known for her fashion, she's known from her work. Can we please stop this, Abeg? Because I keep on asking people, okay, she's not known for her fashion. What is her work? The most useless queen. That's why when people say she's my queen, I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about, but that's not, I don't know. First of all, I don't follow the monarchy. Don't put her with me, I beg. If you want to suck Kate's dick, don't put that on me at all. Don't piss me off. If you stole another person's idea, that's on par to the course, right? It's like that paper that they were telling us that she wrote. She co-wrote. I'm like, Kate Middleton co-wrote a paper. Who do you think? Who do you think you're talking to? She can't even give a speech on the paper that she wrote. If Kate actually co-wrote that paper, I know that even with her mumbles, she will figure out how to give us a speech about that paper. Who wants to bet when we see her on Tuesday, similar to when she went to the fashion awards? She won't even give a speech. She'll just be there, show up, wear clothes, and come out. Useless woman. How much is a disgrace? But yeah, that's our royal roundup this week, guys. It was basically a bunch of nothing from the Windsors as usual. Oh yes, Billy Idol. Sorry, I forgot. I just blanked it from my memory. William appeared on Dancing with the Stars America. For some reason, they said he was there to cheer on Robert Irwin. I'm like, you dialed in at night from the UK to cheer in Robert Irwin. How many British shows have you dialed into? This man keeps forgetting that he is the monarch of the UK and the Commonwealth. Why he's chasing America's dick, I will never understand. Of course, oh yeah, sorry, Harry. Sorry, I forgot. It's Harry. Yeah. Because William doesn't want to accept that nobody gives an F about him outside this country. And even then, I don't even think they give an F about him in this country. I think the press is trying to make people, again, these people live in this bubble that is so far from anybody else's reality. But then again, but William isn't known for reading. William does not read. So of course he doesn't know when he's being lied to. The British press have gassed him up and told him that you are the most popular royal. I'm sure that's why he's always wondering, if I'm the most popular royal, why is there nobody to greet me when I attend events? Why do you have to borrow? Because have you noticed, guys, whenever William goes somewhere, yeah, it's always children. It's always children that they are using. Not grown men and women, children. Children. Why children? Why is it children that they are always using for William's events? Not grown people. Why? Because kids just want a day out. If you tell kids you're not going to class today, you're going to come and stand here and wait for the future king, they don't give a shit. Like, oh, thank God, no school. It's always young children. Exactly. People just don't just randomly show up. Oh my God, I'm to go see William. Nah. So yeah, there you have it. Another boring week of royal nonsense for the Windsors, and the continued humiliation of Pedro. Meanwhile, the Sussexes are flying high, being good, becoming Hollywood A-listers as they've always bloody been. And yeah, I guess in closing, I want to close with the Sussexes because, of course, I loved Meghan's thirst trap of her husband on Veterans Day. That was cute. Meghan, stop being horny for your husband and give us international shipping, because these monies are really costing everybody. And yeah, guys, I feel like her goods will sell out double time if it's internationally available, because now Brits can buy it, Africans can buy it, Europeans can buy it. If you think it's selling out now, wait till she goes international. That's probably why they haven't done it yet, to be honest. They're probably trying to build the ecosystem for it. I don't think they have the ecosystem for it yet. And that makes sense, because Meghan, I don't think, wasn't expecting to do this well her first year. She probably wasn't expecting any of this to happen. Like all these products, are probably thinking, okay, I'll release the first set, give it a few months, then maybe middle of the year I'll introduce one thing. But because of the sheer amount of demand, she had to keep on releasing new things much faster than she intended to. So I believe even she is kind of shocked, actually. And they're probably thinking, okay, we need to scale up now. We need to start talking about international shipping. I have a feeling there's something coming next year. Very excited. What else is happening, yeah, guys? I've spoken about Billy Idol, talking about Katie, Harry. We're talking about Harry, the Mosaka kids. Yeah, I'm sure I've missed something, but it's been a good week. I'm very proud of Sussexes. I'm so glad that I stand the right people. I'm so glad I stand the right people. I always stand the right people. And yeah, thank you all for your support, guys. As always, it's been lovely chatting with you. I cannot believe I polished up this entire bottle standing and talking to you people. That's how entertaining I wish we could get on YouTube and, create a proper live where we could just talk to each other, where we could share, we could co-host with each other, like TikTok. like spaces. But I'm thinking of even me as we're talking about progress. I'm thinking about ways to make my channel more popular. I take it. I would love to hear your feedback, guys. Let me know what you think. I really want to grow the channel. I want to build our community. Um, and I can only thank you for all your support. There's some of you that have been here from the beginning. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for giving me a chance to vent and hear my thoughts. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here, for contributing and keeping the live going. And yeah, I don't know if Harry and Meghan are going to break the internet this weekend. If they do, we'll catch up about it. And I really enjoyed talking to everyone this evening. I wish you all the best all weekend. Have a good one and continue to support the channel. Thank you all. Bye.